All right, good afternoon, and welcome to the May 10th, 2018 Plaquemines Parish Council meeting. It is 1 o'clock. We're going to open up the roll call, please. Let the record reflect that 8 council members are present. Council Chair Williams is absent, so I will be filling in her absence. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Mr. President, and welcome, colleagues. We'll move to the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance, so please stand.
We take this moment to acknowledge Almighty God and thank Him for our bountiful blessings, especially for the parish's natural resources. We give thanks to God for our brave and courageous men and women in our military who daily risk their lives to protect our precious freedom, and we pray our world leaders to know how to obtain world peace. We pray that this government body, comprised of both council and administration, will always serve our parish with honesty, humility, and equality to all. And as this government body gathers here today, we pray the wisdom to know right from wrong and the courage to do which is right. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, before we get started, let me clear some of the agenda. If anybody has any withdrawals or deferrals, Mr. Bartholomew?
None at this time.
Mr. Lapine?
I have none.
I have 681.
That's a defer. Mr. Rousseau?
None.
Mr. Burt?
None.
Ms. Almont?
None.
Mr. Edgecombe?
6B.
6B?
Yes, sir.
That's deferred, or?
Yeah, deferred.
Okay, I have a couple. I'll tell you what, I'll just read them all out. So 6A1 is deferred, 6B is deferred, 6C is deferred, 6D is deferred, and 7D D as in David, is also deferred. We have no more deferrals or withdrawals. We'll move to executive session. We'll get the paid attorneys out of here before the ones that are not on contract yet. Ms. Marcotte.
6A1, Logan Lott et al. Versus Plaquemines Parish Government et al., 25th JDC, case number 64-470, Division B, Attorney Danny Garrett, Councilmember Roussel. 2, Midway Cattle Ranch, LLC et al. Versus Plaquemines Parish Government, USDC-EDLA 2:17-CV-07468, attorneys from Berglass Tankersley and Councilmember Roussel. Number 3, Fannie Farms, LLC, Karen M. Myers and Kendall J. Myers versus Plaquemines Parish Government, 25th JDC, case number 62-493, Division A, Councilmember Roussel. Number 4, Plaquemines Parish Council versus Plaquemines Parish President, docket number 18-CC-441, Louisiana Supreme Court, regarding docket number 64-047, Division A, 25th JDC, Plaquemines Parish, State of Louisiana, Attorney Danny Garrett, Councilmember Bartholomew. Number 5, presentation by attorney-client privileged information pursuant to LRS 42:17-810, in regard to legal issues with Hunters Park, Attorney Danny Garrett, Councilmember Edgecombe.
All right, before we move on, before I offer, Mr. President, is Mr. Barbay coming, or do you want to hold off? You're on.
He's en route.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and offer. I'll offer that extra second, Mr. Edgecombe.
Councilmember Burt, okay.
All right, passes 8-0. We'll take a quick break, wait for Mr. Barbay, and move to executive session. All right, we'll call the meeting back to order. Wait for Mr. Burt at 2:47. Move to proclamations. We have none. Tell you what, let's, if you don't mind, Mr. President, wait for Charlie to get back, and we'll move to bids and advertisements. Okay. Sorry. You got it, huh?
You now.
I have a resolution authorizing the purchasing agent to advertise for and dispose of surplus vehicles and equipment on an as-needed basis through public auction conducted by Henderson Auction. Periodically, the parish has numerous pieces of types of equipment and vehicles which are surplus and no longer in working condition and needed to be disposed of. It is my recommendation that the parish government dispose of this surplus equipment and vehicles through public auction, where Henderson Auctions will pick up and dispose of the surplus and junk equipment as directed by my department.
All right, thank you. I'll offer. Second by Mr. Russo. Any comments or questions from the table, audience? With none. Waiting for one more vote.
One vote still pending.
Everybody blinking? I hit it again. Or
Now we're two. Now we're one.
is it counting at ninth?
Okay, there you go.
All right, it passes 8-0.
Thank you.
Tell you what, let's go to beer and liquor license and get that out of the way as well. Mr. Bartholomew, any? I have none.
None.
All right. Item 3 is out. Item 2A is out. We're also going to defer a couple more items. Defer 7F, the opioid addiction crisis litigation, and 7H, Point Lahash water system. All right, status report, Mr. President.
I don't know if I got them all. Definitely one.
Thank you, Mr. Councilman, Acting Chair. This is the Plaquemines Parish President's status report from April 27th to May 10th. On April 30th, I had a meeting with the Corps on various pending issues. I'll make this one, try to be as brief as possible because I have some other business and matters to attend to later today. The Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development operates the Ostricka locks, and the state DOTD boat. There were numerous issues with the boat. I think the shaft was bent. It was taken out of commission. Plaquemines Parish government is assisting the Louisiana State DOTD in providing a boat to transport the DOTD Ostricka lock operators across the river. This has been another strain on parish government, but we know how important with the shrimp season open on the East Bank the Ostricka locks are, and so we're happy to assist DOTD, where we were hoping that they would act more expeditiously to fix this boat, but it's my belief that they've said they're going to wait to do bids. So we'll help as long as we possibly can. On Thursday, May 3rd, I had a breakfast with Captain Sakata of the Belle Chase Naval Air Station Base. It's with a bit of sad news that Captain Sakata will be moving on, and we will be acquiring a new head of the base. I think we had a very good relationship, my administration and Captain Sakata. And we also were lucky to have his son as a member of Belle Chase High School, who's won numerous awards and accolades along the way. During the week, first of all, I had on Saturday, May 5th, had a very successful the oil field crawfish boil at Fort Jackson. Had a very good attendance. I think a good time was had by all. And with my administration is tracking what's going on with President Trump's geopolitical stands, and it's definitely the breakdown of the Iranian oil deal appears to have yet again another upward pressure on oil prices, which is certainly good for us and good for the levee districts that that we collect revenue from. So hopefully that trend will continue. On May 7th, we had a meeting with the directors, our chief engineer, over the West Point Lahash ferry issues. Later in the week, we had Councilman Bartholomew was hosted an event, well-attended event in Davant regarding the West Point Lahash ferry. What happened there was the dolphin or the pilings that were the brace or the support for the barge against which the Point Lahash ferry anchored or tied up, that brace bent, fell into the water. The backup pipes fell into the water. We have sent divers out there. Because of the high river, fast-moving water, they could not get to it. The diver's report stated that in his experience, even though he couldn't get to the thing, he felt that pipe would have broken at the mud line. We have, to get further data, collect further information, we had a sonar contracted with a sonar team. There was that contract is I haven't seen the reports yet from that, but we were in negotiations there. Please, I ask you to support Councilman Bartholomew's ordinance today to appropriate the money to get this handled. We've also spoken with an engineering firm that did this work before for us, and we're trying to do this as expeditiously as possible. It poses a real threat. If someone gets sick in Point Lahash and have to be rushed to the PMC, there's no way to get them there. This is something we're going to continue to work as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, the estimate is about talking about 3 months, and because it's going to the fix is going to require driving new pilings with which to brace the barge. As an immediate function, we put some tractor tires to protect the tower that supports the ramp, so that the barge wouldn't keep that metal wouldn't keep hitting the metal and cause the ramp to be put into a compromised state. So please support Councilman Bartholomew's legislation on that. On Tuesday, May 8th, had a meeting with our Louisiana Public Service Commissioner Scametta and some Plaquemines Parish residents regarding both the power outages during the winter with Entergy, and also regarding the possibilities of running natural gas throughout the whole parish once again. Commissioner Scametta is going to do some research, and we will continue in those talks. Also, on Tuesday, May 8th, we had the Regional Planning Commission meeting. There are some good developments occurring there, but it's still preliminary. After that RPC meeting, Councilman Roussel and I met with the heads of RPC regarding an Economic Development Agency grant, potential grant money from Hurricane Harvey. And we're hopeful we're going to be preparing a grant application with their help. And there are a couple things discussed, a couple projects, but we're talking about, I think it was $1.5 to $2 million, right, Councilman Russo? That we could receive of grant money. So that's a positive development that we will continue to track. And this morning, we had the Special Olympics Law Enforcement Torch Run. PPSO and members of PPG participated. We had East Bank levee inspections that were ongoing, and so the work continues there. There are some areas where, if it's funny, the places where we want the grass to grow, sometimes it doesn't grow. And the places where we don't want the grass to grow, it grows very fast. But we've got some seed issues that we're going to tackle over there. Again, numerous other meetings and acts occurred in these 2 weeks. But for sake of brevity and because I have other matters to attend to, I'll return the floor back to you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thanks. Anybody have any comments or questions from the table? Mr. Russo. Should be on. Oh, that's a button. Do it the old school way.
Mr. President, on the ferry situation, is it something that just occurred because of maybe lack of maintenance, or did something hit it?
No, it was not because of lack of maintenance. The metal pipes, we had, as a matter of fact, at the last council meeting, we brought pictures. The chairwoman, for sake of time, didn't think it was necessary to put the pictures up on the screen. But these are old pilings, metal pilings, and so the assumption is due to rust in that water over the years. This is certainly not a new ferry landing and ferry pilings. We just recently replaced the Belchase pilings on both Scarsdale side and Belchase and West Point Lahash. It's in the works. There will be some money coming from Louisiana DOTD. This is another service that we provide at DOTD, and that we run. We're the only parish in the state now that runs ferries, and there is some money that will be coming down. There has been some money coming down. There is a long-term plan to build a new landing platform and dock station, but that's we haven't accumulated enough funds to embark on that endeavor yet, but that's the long-term plan. Right now, we're just focusing on a short-term, I guess, intermediate-term fix.
Thank you.
All right.
Well,
other comments or questions? Anybody from the audience?
I just need to give something to the president.
Sure. Go ahead.
Thank you.
All right. With none, we'll move to building permits, construction permits. If anybody has any objection to taking 1 through 6 in global? No objections? All right, Ms. Marcotte.
4A1, Hellas Oil and Gas Company, LLC, application number 2017-46, dated January 13, 2017. Jetting removal of debris and rebury existing flow lines, Black Bay Field, Councilmember Bartholomew. Number 2, Gulf South Pipeline Company, LP, application number 2018-187, dated March 14, 2018, excavate for maintenance on existing index-287 pipeline, Woodland Highway, Belchase, Councilmember Lapine. Number 3, Gulf South Pipeline LP, application number 2018-240, dated March 29, 2018, excavate for maintenance on existing index-287 pipeline, Woodland Highway, Belchase, Councilmember Lapine. Number 4, Hellas Oil and Gas Company, LLC, Application number 2018-242, dated March 29, 2018. After the fact application for emergency repair on an existing 2-inch pipeline, West Black Bay Field, Councilmember Bartholomew. Number 5, Texas Petroleum Investment Company, application number 2018-308, dated April 27, 2018. Remove existing 4-inch flow line and install new 4-inch flow line, Ramire Pass Field, Councilmember Bartholomew. Number 6, Hillcore Energy Company, application number 2018-309, dated April 27, 2018. Install 2 4-inch flow lines and 2 2-inch gas lines, Zen Bay, Councilmember Williams.
We have a offer. Mr. Bartholomew offer, second by Mr. Juneau. Any questions or comments from the table, from the audience? With none, machines open.
He's not there? Okay.
Let the record reflect that the permits pass with 6 yeas. Councilman Black abstained. Councilman Burt was absent. Any objection to taking B through E in global? Wait for Mr. Burt to see if there's an objection. Hey, you okay with B through E? All right, Mrs. Marcotte, let's take them in global.
B, LZ Properties Trailer Park Renewal, Sooner Lane, Venice, Louisiana, Councilmember Williams. Bentley Snow Cone Snowball Stand in A-2 Zoning District, 18691, Highway 15, Pointe-a-la-Hache, Louisiana, Councilmember Bartholomew. Yummy Snowballs Snowball Stand in an A2 Zoning District, 296 Edema Lane, Pointe-a-la-Hache, Louisiana, Councilmember Bartholomew. B&B Partners, LLC, 44 Bay Boat Shed in a floodplain zoning district, 165 Marina Road, Myrtle Grove, Louisiana, Councilmember Trufant Salvan.
All from Mr. Bartholomew. The second? Second, Mr. Trufant. Any questions or comments? Any opposition to the snowballs on the East Bank? None? Machines open. And it passes with 7 yeas, and Mr. Edgecombe is absent. All right, introductions of ordinance and resolutions. Mr. Bartholomew?
Yeah.
You all.
A resolution authorizing directing the parish president or his designee to enter, either sell or dispose of orange trailer used by the Plaquemine Parish Sheriff's Office, which is located on 300 Main Street, Belle Chase, Louisiana, otherwise to provide respect thereto. A resolution authorizing direction the parish president or his designee to either sell or dispose of trailer previously used by the district attorney's office, which is located 301 Main Street, Belle Chase, and otherwise to provide respect thereto. A resolution to replace and rebuild a tower in an A2 rural or agriculture, and close parentheses, zoning district located on a portion of ground designated as Lot 2 and 3 in Bohemian Plantation Division, Bohemia, Louisiana, Plaquemine Parish, as in accordance with the application of 2018-276, dated February 13, 2018. An ordinance to amend the 5-year capital improvement plan, repair Scarsdale Pump Station project, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. An ordinance to replace the damaged pylons on the West Pointe-a-la-Hache ferry landing, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Lapine?
I have none.
Mr. Juneau?
I have none.
Mr. Russo?
Yes. I have a resolution authorizing the Plaquemines Parish Government President Amos Cormier to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with the West Jeff Levy District, providing for the conveyance to Plaquemines Parish Government of West Jefferson Levy District's 1/2 undivided interest in a certain tract of land consisting of approximately 450 acres in sections 44, 45, 74, and 75, Township 15, South Range 24 East in Plaquemines Parish, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
That's all. Mr. Burt?
I have several. An ordinance to amend and as amended to readopt Section 4 of Ordinance Number 142, the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance of Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, as amended, and the comprehensive zoning district map therein adopted by reference, in which is paragraph thereto with reference to application number 2018-279 dated February 23rd, 2018. A resolution denying the map change filed by Highway 23 Investments, LLC, from RS-2 Single Family Residential Zoning District to R1AA Single Family Zoning District for a portion of ground designated as lots 32 through 41 of the Idlewild Subdivision, Belle Chase, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, all in accordance with application number 2018-279. Two more. In order to amend, as amended, readopt Section 4 of Ordinance Number 142, the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance of Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, as amended, and the Comprehensive Zoning District map therein adopted by reference, and which is paragraph thereto with reference to application 2018-278. A resolution denying the map change filed by Highway 23 Investments, LLC, from RS2 Single Family Residential Zoning District to R1AA Single Family Residential Zoning District for a portion of ground designated as lots 19 through 29 of the Idlewild Subdivision, Belle Chase, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, all in accordance with application 2018-278. That is all.
All right, go back to Mr. Russo real quick. Mr. Russo?
Yes, I have a resolution authorizing and directing the parish president or his designee to negotiate a settlement and compromise the case entitled Fannie Farms, LLC, Karen M. Myers and Kendall J. Myers versus Plaquemines Parish Government, 25th JDC, case number 62-493, Division A, and otherwise provide with respect.
Mr. Bartholomew?
Yes, I have a resolution denying the request for a conditional use by American Towers to replace and rebuild a tower in a A2 rural or agriculture zoning district located on a portion of ground designated as Lot 2 and 3 in the Bohemian Plantation Division, the Bohemia, Louisiana, Plaquemines Parish, all in accordance with application number 2018-271 dated February 13, 2018. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Allen?
Yes, I have one, sir. An ordinance to amend the 5-year capital improvement plan, docking facility Grand Bayou Road project, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Mr. Edgecombe?
A resolution approving the request for a conditional use by La Matador Inn, Inc. to construct a private airport airstrip heliport in an A-2 rural or agricultural zoning district located on a portion of land situated in the Narren Plantation subdivision, designated as the upper portion of Lot 22 and Lot 23, Narren, Louisiana, Plaquemines Parish, all in accordance with application number 2018-297, dated April 16, 2018. A resolution denying the request for a conditional use by La Matador Inn, Inc. to construct a private airport airstrip heliport in an A-2 rural or agricultural zoning district located on a portion of land situated in the Narren Plantation subdivision designated as the upper portion of Lot 22 and Lot 23, Narren, Louisiana, Plaquemines Parish, all in accordance with application number 2018-297 dated April 16, 2018. An ordinance approving a plan of re-subdivision for lots 42, 43, and 46 Federico Subdivision, Port Sulphur, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, into lots 44A, Federico Subdivision, Port Sulphur, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, is shown on the plans and plot of survey by Dufresne Surveying and Engineering, Inc., dated February 6, 2018. The owner having fulfilled all of the requirements of the subdivision and re-subdivision ordinance of the Parish of Plaquemines without cost of Plaquemines Parish government, or the Parish of Plaquemines, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Thank you. I have three. A resolution denying the requested map change filed by Hero Lands Company, LLC, from A1 zoning district to C2 zoning district for a portion of ground previously designated as lots 14 through a portion of 21 of the farm and factory subdivision, Belchase, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, all in accordance with application number 2018-277, dated February 14th, 2018. An ordinance to amend and amended to readopt Section 4 of Ordinance Number 142, the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance of Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, as amended, and the Comprehensive Zoning District Map therein adopted by reference, and which is paragraph thereto, with reference to application number 2018-277, dated February 14th, 2018. An ordinance approving a plan of re-subdivision of the John Bartholomew property, Point of La Hache, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, into lots JB1 and JB2, John Bartholomew Division, Point of La Hache, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, as shown on the plans of a plat of survey by Dufran Surveying and Engineering Incorporated, dated February 27th, 2018, the owner having fulfilled all of the requirements of the subdivision, re-subdivision ordinance, Parish of Plaquemines, without cost to the Plaquemines Parish government or the Parish of Plaquemines, and otherwise provide with respect thereto. I have a few for Ms. Williams as well. An ordinance to amend the 2018 operating revenue budget with the 5-year capital improvements plan to otherwise provide with respect thereto. An ordinance authorizing the acceptance of a donation for the Homeland Security Emergency Preparedness Department and to amend the General Fund 2018 operating revenue and expenditure budgets, Homeland Security Emergency Preparedness Department, and otherwise provide with respect thereto. An ordinance to amend the 2018 Firefighting Fund manpower structure and operating expenditure budget, Firefighting Port Sulphur Department, and to authorize an emergency exception to the hiring freeze currently enacted on all positions of Plaquemines Parish government, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. An ordinance approving a plan of re-subdivision of lots 1, 2, and 3, and an undesignated lot, Nicholas Level-Pacella property, Buras, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, into lots 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, and 5A, Nicholas Level-Pacella property, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, as shown on the plans of plat of survey by Dufran Surveying and Engineering Incorporated, dated 18 of December 2017, revised on April 11, 2018, the owner having fulfilled all of the requirements of the subdivision and re-subdivision ordinance of the Parish of Plaquemines without cost to the Plaquemines Parish government or the Parish of Plaquemines, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. That is all I have. Let's move to that might be the approval. Was that a denial or approval? All right, that's the same. All right. Yeah. All right, thanks. All right, let's move to item 6, please.
6A2, an ordinance to repeal, annul, and set aside ordinance number 15-158 adopted December 10, 2015, establishing uniform fees for ferry transportation to provide for the uniform collection of aforesaid fees and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
I'm sorry, we're going to defer that one. All right, item 6.3, please.
An ordinance to amend and is amended to readopt Section 15.9 gross vehicle weight limitations on certain parish streets and roads of the Code of Ordinances of the Parish of Plaquemines to create 15.9 subsection D and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Yeah, I need to add in on line 25 tons, scratch out pounds, and then I'll offer. Second by Mr. Russo. This is basically, and I want to thank Mr. Don Beshel for his quick work in getting Mildred Street back open. This is a temporary fix, but we wanted to put a weight limit on a particular crossing so we can have just residential traffic go through it as opposed to having anybody bigger. So I talked to the engineer. He thought 5 tons should be the max. That's all. Any questions or comments from the table? From the audience? All right, with none, machine's open. And it passes 8-0. Thank you. 684, please.
An ordinance approving a plan of re-subdivision of the property of Richard R. Cotton, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, as shown on the map of re-subdivision, Track 2 into Tracks 2A and 2B, Hermitage Village by Bryant Hemmett and Associates, certified by Hugh McCurdy III, PLS, dated February 1st, 2017. The owner having fulfilled all the requirements of the subdivision and re-subdivision ordinance of the Parish of Plaquemines without cost of Plaquemines Parish government or the Parish of Plaquemines, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Ms. Alvart.
I offer.
Ms. Russo, seconds. Ms. Alvart.
Yes, it's basically what this individual is asking for, a rear yard setback after the subdivide the property. On one of the lots, you're asking for a variance on one side, 5-foot variance. And that's basically it.
Any questions, comments from the table? From the audience? Machine's open. Passes 8-0. Item E, please.
An ordinance to amend the 2018 General Fund Operating Expenditure Budget, Buildings-General Department, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Mr.
I
Pathon.
offer. It's read.
Ask for a second. Ask for a second. Second one, Ms. Salma. Mr. Pathon.
Yes, all it is the building department requesting to move some money around to put it in the line item for overtime. It's not getting out of the budget, any other money. It's coming out of the building line item. And she is just requesting that she can pay overtime of her employees with that money to pay for overtime.
Any questions, comments from the table? From the audience? Ms. Salvant.
Yes. Rep, go ahead, Rep.
Control the mic.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I can't get back to the main screen. If you can control it. I can't get to the mic screen.
She waiting for you to respond.
I'm sorry.
Ms. Williams, Ms. Salvant waiting for you to respond.
Yes, that's what she's doing, just to compensate our employees, because right now we ran out of overtime money, so we're asking to put some back in to get us through hopefully the end of the year.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, machine's open. And it passes 8-0. Item F, please. I'm sorry, that's deferred. Item G.
G, a resolution authorizing the Plaquemines Parish government to prepare and submit a pre-application to the statewide flood control program for assistance in the implementation of a project for the purpose of reducing existing flood damages, providing for the necessary documentation of said flood damages, and to provide with respect thereto.
I'll offer and ask for a second. Second from Mr. Burt. Anybody from administration want to discuss this? You want?
Yes, this is, as stated at the last meeting, this is per Ms. Hilda Lott, and there may have been a deadline, but we'll go ahead and try if you pass it.
All right. Any other questions, comments from the table, from the audience? All right. With none, machine's open. And it passes 8-0. Item H, please.
An ordinance to amend the 5-year capital improvements plan, emergency repairs, Point Omaha Ferry Ramp project, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
All right, defer. I'm sorry, Mr. Fowler. J, please.
A resolution authorizing and directing the parish president to have the Buildings Department and Recreation Department make recommendations to the council for updated fees for the rental of parish buildings and parks and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
I offer.
I'll second. Any questions or comments from the table? From the audience? All right, machine's open. Passes 8-0. Kay, please.
A resolution authorizing the parish president to enter any and all state entity agreements between Plaquemines Parish Government and the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development, which are or will be necessary to secure state and federal grant money for ongoing transportation-related projects and otherwise to do all things necessary and proper to sign, perfect, perform, and enforce those agreements and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
I'll offer action for a second. Mr. Juneau seconds. Mr. President, any comments on that one?
I have one.
Hold on, Mr. Rizzo. Go ahead.
Yes, on line 28, where it says before said funds may be extended, I'd like to change the wording to encumbered.
Okay, Mr. Juneau, you want to withdraw your second? All right, before we offer, we'll make a change. Mr. Roussel changes line 28 from the word extended to encumbered. With that, I'll offer. Second by Mr. Juneau. Any questions or comments from the table? Other questions? Any questions or comments from the audience? All right, with none, machine's open. On the resolution as changed. Item K passes 8-0. All right, move on. Item L, please.
A resolution approving and authorizing Thomas J. Surpass, Finance Manager, to execute a Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire to Calder, Slavin and Company, LLC, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
I'll offer action for a second. Mr. Edgecombe, seconds. Any questions or comments from the table? From the audience? All right, with none, machine's open. Eight zero. Item M, please.
An ordinance to amend the 2018 Manpower Structure Economic Development Department and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
I'll offer action for a second. Mr. Lapine seconds. This was given to me by Ms. Williams, and she asked me to move on it. Does anybody from the administration want to comment on this particular one, or would you like to defer it? It looks like it is. I have no objection to deferring that. We'll defer it. Item N.
Ordinance to amend the 2018 Waterworks and Sewage Fund Manpower Structure and Operating Expenditure Budget, Waterworks and Sewage Billing Department, and to authorize an emergency exception to the hiring freeze currently enacted on all vacant positions of Plaquemines Parish Government and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
I'll offer for Ms. Williams' sake. Ask for a second. Ask for a second. One more time for a second. N dies for lack of a second. Item O, please.
An ordinance authorizing an emergency exception to the hiring freeze currently enacted in all vacant positions of Plaquemines Parish Government and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
I'll offer. Mr. Edgecombe seconds. Any questions or comments from the audience? This is basically a pump operator.
Funded position.
Funded. Vacant and funded? Yeah. All right, thank you. Any questions or comments from the table? Audience? With none, machine is open. We got a one pending. That's fine. Mr. Bartholomew, verbal? All right, 8-0. We have Item 7A1, we have a suspension. Requested by Mr. Bartholomew. Ms. Marcotte.
A resolution appointing Rochelle M. Ragus as member of the Board of Commissioners, Hospital Service District Number 1, representing Council District 1, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Mr. Bartholomew offers. I'll second. Any questions or comments from the table? Yes, we are. Yes, sir. Any questions or comments from the audience? This is on the suspension. Suspension 8-0. Ms. Marcotte.
A resolution appointing Rochelle M. Ragus as member of the Board of Commissioners, Hospital Service District Number 1, representing Council District 1, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Mr. Bartholomew, you offer? I'll second. Any questions or comments from the table? From the audience? With none, the machine is open. Passes 8-0. Item B, Ms. Solvant. Ms. Marcotte, you want to read it out?
Update and presentation by District 7, Councilmember Trufant Salvant.
Ms. Solvant.
Yes, I would just like to take this opportunity to thank Sheriff Jerry Turlidge for assisting my office with a cleanup day at Diamond Park last week, and they did a magnificent job along with the inmate labor, and I just didn't want it to go unnoticed. Thank you.
Anybody want to make a comment on that from the table? All from the audience? All right, none. Item C.
District 1 update, Councilmember Bartholomew.
Testing. Thank you. Appreciate that. The courthouse is up. All the frame structures on the outer is finished. The roof is almost finished, except for the final touches. But the initial metal is on it. The second floor has been poured. Cement has been poured on the second floor. So all the cement, with the exception of the stairwell, is just about finished. And right now what they're doing, they are putting the air conditioning ductwork on the first floor. And they have laid the piping for the water and for the sewer stuff underneath. That has happened. And they are, at this time, as of this morning, they are putting the infrastructure on inside the first floor with the metal 2x4s to start separating the different offices in that building on the second floor, on the first floor. So they're just about moving right along. They're ahead of schedule, and look like we will make December. If we don't make the next year around election, at least we'll have one day. If we don't deter the election, the meetings will be closed in December. So we'll have a chance to sit in the building for in December. Hopefully, it should be completed by then. What I'll do, I also have a aerial shot of the area in the building itself. Hopefully, at the next council meeting, I will be able to put that on video on the camera for everybody to see and the people to see exactly where we are and what it looks like at this stage. Also, the Point Lahatch Ferry, just like the Mr. President said, is out. And I'm hoping that we can get the port to let us use the boat to transport people back and forth until the ferry is put back in operation. And also get with community action to provide some type of transportation from the ferry to the clinic, to the hospital, and back to the ferry with a schedule of setting a time that this will be in operation. Nothing has been set yet, but if any council member would like to be a part of that meeting and schedule, please let me know when it's done, set up. I'll let you know so everybody can have an input on setting up the operation. Hopefully that we have the port to commit of us using the boat, where we can save some money. We wouldn't have to pay a whole lot of money in use and still provide some type of service, because we do have people that attends the clinic down at the Port Southern Medical Center at the hospital line there. The day event center, I don't know about the air conditioner. Train, I think you need to run away from train. So I hope we don't have another train in another building, because this is unbelievable. Last week, it was out again. And I don't know if somebody doing that on the council or what, calling people to shut it down, because right before council meeting, it goes out. I don't know if that happened or what. So what y'all think about that? I don't know. All the week before, it runs fine. So, the week of the council, the thing broke. Charlie was have something to do with that, calling people up. But all jokes aside, though, it is a bad situation. I just don't understand that. Stuff breaking down to that magnitude and costing us that much money to repair that system. Maybe we need to be more cognizant of our engineering components with these units and make sure we can have something that we can operate it local. What I mean local within the building, and not have to depend on people that maybe live in Washington, D.C. or in Arizona or the state of Washington and trying to operate our air conditioning system in Plaquemine Parish. The grounds that they've in is doing real well. The pool is okay. And also that the lifeguard has been advertised for one. I think we are on schedule with that. The only problem is I was informed that the recreation don't have any money to train the lifeguards. So I'm gonna see if we can give the recreation some money to pay somebody to train them, because that's where they are right now. So I'm hoping I can get the volunteer fire department to take care of that, and so that we can keep the pool open for the summer. And basically, other than Highway 15, we on target, and everything else has been appreciative of all the efforts. And also, I want to thank the council secretaries for doing an outstanding job in supporting District 1, and also the tasks that I've been working with and doing things normally that they wouldn't do because it's not part of their job. We have our own personnel, go beyond the scope, and I really appreciate that effort. And so I just wanted you to know I appreciate y'all doing the support of the council as a whole. Thank y'all very much. And of course, my counterpart, Marilyn, she stayed there 24/7. I'm not there all day. Half the time, I'm never there. But we stay in touch. And the people is informed of everything that goes on with the council of District 1. So I really appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day.
Very informative, thank you.
I got to go to Baton Rouge. That's why I'm trying to hurry up.
You hurrying up now? Well, you got one more, item E.
Yeah. Huh?
You got one more. Want to defer that or want to go item E?
Discussion of regarding the Woodlawn Fire Department building in need of repair and removal of mold.
I disseminated that information to all of you last week. I hope you reviewed that, because we're going to need some type of action taken on that building. So whenever we present the legislation, I want you to be aware of it. It's coming up in the very near future to get rid of that building that's really is not in good shape, and it's just not in good shape for us to fund our fire department. And it should have been replaced. It went under twice. And we built fire department that never was destroyed. We built fire department that's less than 10 miles apart in the parish. But we don't have a fire department at all on the northern end, on the East Bank. So I'm just saying it wasn't this council, but I'm just saying what happened in the past that's been more considerate of what needed to be done, even though the money was in the budget. But because of the consolidation of the EMS, that money that was allocated for the fire department at Woodlawn was diminished. But we did what we had to do. So anyway, that's what we're hoping that you can support that in the very near future. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you. We'll wait for Director Giles' report on that. All right, item G, please.
Status of automated water reading system. Councilmember Roussel.
Yes, I understand that the schedule is that we will go out for bids around the 15th. Are we still on schedule for that?
Yes, we are.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Any questions or comments on that particular item?
Turn me off.
We need to move back to item 3, please. Item 3, please. We need to revert back.
I'm getting there.
Sorry.
Beer and liquor licenses.
Yes, Mr. Edgecombe has one. I think you have it, or Mr. Edgecombe does. Hey, Mr. Edgecombe.
You got me on?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Helldivers Scuba Club is having a fishing rodeo June the 2nd at 237 Sports and Marina Road, which is Venice Marina, for one day. That's all, sir.
Any questions, comments from the table on that? Any questions, comments from the audience? I'll second. Mr. That's going to be done. All right, machine's open. And it passes 8-0. Item 8, please.
Approval of the minutes from the April 26, 2018 meeting.
Offer, Mr. Edgecombe. Ask for a second. Mr. Byrd seconds. Machine's open. And approval of the meeting minutes passes 8-0. Got a verbal from Mr. Juneau. Before I entertain an offer to adjourn, I'd like to just remind everybody in the audience to include our staff. Can you please pick up your trash and dispose of it in the garbage can in the foyer? Help out our buildings folks so we don't have any issues. Sir? Yeah, let's go to Mr. Lapine real quick for a moment of personal privilege.
I'm on.
Yeah, Mr. Lapine.
I just want to take this moment to thank all my colleagues who helped out on Plaquemines Workers Appreciation Day, who served in the concessions. I just want to thank you guys. We had a great day, a great time in the booth, and appreciate your help. Thank you.
All right, good job, Mr. Lapine, on that. We appreciate it. It was a good day. Any questions or comments on that? None? Do I have an offer to adjourn? Mr. Edgecombe, Mr. Russo seconds. Machine is open.